Some decisions arrive loudly. They come with questions, explanations, and witnesses. This one didn't. It arrived quietly, before anyone asked her anything at all. She was 8 years old when she learned how to wait, not because someone taught her, but because waiting had become part of the air around her. The group home sat at the edge of a quiet neighborhood. Not hidden, just rarely noticed. Cars passed, people walked by. Life moved forward without ever turning its head. Inside, the days followed a predictable rhythm. Wake up, make the bed, line up shoes, breakfast at the same table, in the same seat, every morning. She liked the routine. Routine meant safety. If nothing changed, nothing could surprise her. She folded her blanket with care each morning, smoothing the corners as if someone might check. No one ever did. But she did it anyway, because order made the silence feel less heavy. What she didn't know yet was that someone had already begun to notice. She spoke very little, not out of fear, not out of sadness. Silence had simply taught her efficiency. Words were for things that mattered, and in her world, most things passed without asking her opinion. When other children complained, she listened. When they cried, she stayed close. She learned early that being calm made space for others. And somewhere inside that quiet, something steady was forming. She didn't dream of being chosen. She focused on being ready. There was a volunteer who came once a week, a woman with a clipboard, soft shoes, and a habit of finishing what she started. She never rushed, never spoke loudly, never interrupted the children when they didn't speak. She noticed details, the kind of details that don't ask for attention. The girl's shoes, always aligned, the bed, always neat, the way she waited for instructions that never came. One afternoon, the woman paused near the doorway longer than usual. She didn't say anything. She didn't smile. She simply looked and kept that look with her when she left. That was the moment the decision began, quietly, without permission. A few days later, the girl found a note on her bed. No announcement, no explanation, just her name, written carefully, as if the letters mattered. She read it once, then again. It wasn't a promise, it wasn't a guarantee, just an invitation to spend an afternoon outside the home. She folded the paper neatly and placed it under her pillow. That night, sleep came slowly. Some choices are made long before the moment arrives, and staying until the end is the only way to see them. When the afternoon came, she wore her cleanest clothes, sat straight in the car, looked out the window without asking where they were going. She listened more than she spoke, answered questions when asked, didn't try to impress. No one asked her to. Weeks passed, then more notes. Always short, always calm, always consistent. Someone, somewhere, was keeping a quiet promise. She didn't celebrate. She didn't tell anyone. She simply kept doing what she had always done. And that mattered more than anyone realized. Some people understand stories like this only if they stay long enough to see what doesn't change. Months later, on a morning that looked like every other, she folded her blanket one last time, aligned her shoes, and waited. This time someone came. There were no speeches, no tears, no urgency, just a door opening and a decision already made. She walked out quietly, not because she was afraid, but because she already knew. Some lives change not when someone asks, but when someone decides first. And sometimes that is enough. And in the next story, a child overhears a single sentence that was never meant for her, and the quiet choice she makes afterward changes two lives without either of them realizing it.